Okay, so there's a bunch of reasons why May. There's some crazy reasons, and then there's some actually logical reasons. So basically, I'll give you crazy reasons first, and then I'll give you other reasons. Crazy reasons about why May is actually, like, if you look at things astrologically, there's certain months which give like certain energies, so to speak, and May is the month of the Taurus, the bull, and it's also the beginning.
bullrun.
Not the beginning, sorry, but it's also in spring, and there's a bunch of reasons why, like, just the energies of it are like very prosperous and stubborn, and for building things, and not for like spending, but for actually like growing. And historically, crypto was almost always like there were huge gains in it in May, and when like there were some losses, it was usually minor losses. So just historically, it also accounts for that. So there's like things like that, like moon cycles and astrology and a bunch of shit like that, which like a lot of big investors actually look at as well. And like I know a lot about astrology, so like I also look at some of those things. So that's kind of like the crazy reason. It's also that like May might be a type of month because of some things that are happening where like people are just not as prone to sell. Like for example, Christmas, New Year's, and like winter is especially with like marketing and Black Friday and that sort of stuff. Black Friday is historically pretty bad because people sometimes just like need money, and they're gonna sell something to have more money to buy gifts and so on. May, on the other hand, doesn't have many things like that, and is just like a pretty chill day, chill month. But yeah, like other reasons. I should share my screen if I want to show you graphs. However, like graphs just look really good for this year. So, by my estimation, this whole year should be pretty fucking good. And since there's possibilities of pullbacks in the short term, I see it as like maybe like the next month or two, and for other reasons as well. Like I'm saying March, which is also historically kind of bad. Like you compare a bunch of things, like historical things, the current sentiment. You compare also. Give me just a second so I don't die. I should be fine as long as this thing doesn't dodge everything. Yeah, I should be fine. So there's historical things that people also follow. So March is like a kind of a bad month in general for crypto and for stocks. So then when you take that into account, and you take it into account that like graphs currently look like it can go either way in a sense, but like there is a pullback that needs to happen, then like I can tell that like with some certainty, like crypto can probably like go higher now to some extent within this month and the next month, because like Trump just came, and that's like big news, and like there's a lot of hype. But there's also a big reason that it can dump a bit, because it's also like, how do you make money in crypto? Someone needs to lose money. It's like a pyramid scheme in a way, but it's the same with any asset overall. Wait, I'm just dying. Wait. Sorry. So, thing is, to make money, someone needs to lose it. So how do big players make money? They make money by making people buy when it's high and sell when it's low. So how do they do that? It's basically like you also follow the hype. So currently, it's still kind of hyped. So I expect it to be either first like to decrease in price, or to get even more hyped, but like a big dip needs to come. So by that logic, it doesn't seem at all to me like the hype can last without a big deep dip until May. Like it just doesn't seem logical from the graphs. But like, yeah, like people won't invest until like there's a big dip because they're waiting for people to lose money, and it's also like they want to buy it cheaper. So there's a lot of things you need to keep track of, and like it's actually really hard to pick the bottom or pick the top. But like to get a basic idea of like which month is gonna be good or similar doesn't seem like that difficult overall. Welcome back, Godales. So yeah, May for as I said, like a bunch of reasons, but one of them being graphs look like it's primed to be a really big bull run. And some things like Bitcoin dominance, for example, are going kind of just as I have hoped, which is Bitcoin dominance is still rising, even though many people thought that it would fall. And the thing with that as well is that if Bitcoin dominance keeps climbing, the more it climbs, the more room there is for altcoins to jump. And I'm actually trading alts. I'm not trading. I like don't own any Bitcoin. So the alts are the ones who are gonna skyrocket once alt season comes, and alt season hasn't started yet. Like most people would agree that like it's kind of like a demo version of the alt season right now. So the thing with that, and like ask me if you don't understand some terms because I've kind of been in this for a while. Like I'm not a pro at it, but like I know a lot of basics. So yeah, then the thing with that is that the higher wait, I can kill these as well. Okay, the higher the Bitcoin dominance climbs, the more money in Bitcoin, and then the alt season always starts by Bitcoin kind of falling first and the money from it going into alts. Because what does big money do? Big players buy Bitcoin and they ride Bitcoin through the bear market. And then as the bull market starts, the higher Bitcoin gets, the more they transition from Bitcoin into alts. And then alts just skyrocket because the market cap of the alts is minuscule compared to how high Bitcoin is. Just to give you a comparison. Like Bitcoin currently, I don't even know, it has like 2 trillion in it. Let me see. I mean, something like that. Let's say, just for the sake of it, so I don't fuck with some of my tabs right now, it has like $2 trillion of it in it. And then you can compare that to something like Caspa, for example, which is like a pretty important coin. Like it's a big one. It's not even like a small one. That has 3 billion in it. So that's 1,000 times less almost. So what that means is that like once money goes from Bitcoin into alts, if a considerable chunk of it at any point moves into one alt, that alt can skyrocket. So that's why I trade alts. And there's then coins like Hedge, for example. I got into Hedge when it was 7 million market cap. So imagine if I got into it early, and I could have, in theory. Because like, yes, it's a risky coin because it's low cap. And it's a meme coin, so it's even more risky. However, when I got into it, it was 6 million, and then it got all the way up to 30-something million. And I didn't sell it, because I think it's gonna go higher. I could have, like, traded it, but, like, it was risky for me, because I didn't know what's gonna happen. But the thing is that, basically, like, at some point it got to close to, like, 50 million or
50
something.
million.
Yeah? Yeah, it got to 50 exactly after, actually. So basically, I did a 7x on my money without even the alt season properly starting. So, why? Like, the point is, it currently has something like 20 million in it, because it dipped. And now, like, what I'm saying is, like, as far as crypto goes, if that project grows, there's easily room for it to grow 100 to 1000x from here. So, that's the type of thing which, like, if you get, then it's, like, the lottery ticket. However, like, if you invest in Bitcoin, you can do, like, 50%, 2x, maybe 3x at this point. Like, 3x is already kind of crazy. Like, realistically, you can probably do, like, a 2x. but even that is like a bit of a stretch. Like 50% is kind of guaranteed in my mind. Like nothing is a guarantee, obviously, but you get what I mean. So yeah, like it depends what you want to do. For example, Kaspa. Kaspa is a coin which has 3 billion in it. So with 3 billion market cap, realistically, it should easily go 5 to 10x. Because it's a coin with a lot of hype, it's not on big exchanges like Binance. Binance is a huge exchange. And when something gets listed on Binance, there's usually so much hype that they like double in price, depending on how big the market cap is, sometimes much more, sometimes less. But yeah, Kaspa has a lot of hype for it. Kaspa is like has some rumors about it, which is like that it's possibly even made by Satoshi Nakamoto, the guy who made Bitcoin, because it's also like, I mean, not to be like saying some like conspiracies or whatever, but like in my mind, Jews and Israel are very important for what's happening in world politics, and you can kind of see that with what's happening in the Middle East, because like they get away with a lot. And like at what point like Rothschilds were the richest people in the world, and now you don't know their wealth, so like who knows how rich they are now. Like they might be extremely rich, but like you publicly don't know how rich. So whenever someone from Israel is doing something big, for me that's like, okay, follow the money. And the guy who made Kaspa is from Israel. And in Jewish, the word for Kaspa means silver, and there's a bunch of other things which are like hinting at the possibility of that guy actually being Satoshi Nakamoto, including like his name being like an acronym for it, and some other things, like not to go too into it, but like, yeah, like he tweeted for the first time, like he made his Twitter on the same day that like Bitcoin was made, and a bunch of like clues like that. So basically, like I invested like a big part of my portfolio into Kaspa after I realized some of those things, because like you never know, but like I have to follow my own logic. So basically, yeah, I'm kind of playing for that with Kaspa. I'm also playing with Hedge because, as I'm saying, like Kaspa currently is 3 billion. So it's still not on Binance, it's still not on Coinbase. So it has a lot of potential room for hype and growth. And it's still kind of like big people in crypto know about it, but it's not famous for retail at all. Like some retail, like some people heard about it, but like not that many. Like it's not nearly at the point of hype like Dodge got when like Elon hyped it and similar. So like it can definitely get a lot of hype. So in my mind, 3 billion. If we're looking at last bull run, and the amount of money that was in crypto. Point is that like if like we only get to that point with the alt season here, like if Bitcoin dominance just drops a lot, and if alt season just starts and we don't go anywhere else, and I think like the market cap is of all crypto should go like 3x from here easily. Like I think we're getting to like 10 trillion. However, like even if we don't, even if we stay where we were, some big coins like Polkadot and similar made it to like 50 billion. So realistically speaking, Kaspa has the potential to go to like 30-ish billion, 15 billion. So as I'm saying, like conservatively, if it gets any hype, it should get at least like a 3 to 5x from here. Like it really should. There's no guarantee, but in my mind, it should. Now, if there's a lot more hype, if we get to a place where this is also like a lot more money in crypto, and if we get to like at least like 10 trillion, which I'm thinking we will, then what happens is that Kaspa can easily go like 50x from here or more. So like 100x isn't impossible for it, because Kaspa also has some things like Solana. And Solana is a coin which I got into somewhat late, but somewhat early last cycle. I didn't invest a lot, but like I did like something like 5x or 10x, I'm not sure, of my money. So yeah, the point is that like Kaspa, if you got like earlier into it previous season, it's kind of like what I'm thinking of Kaspa here. Like, I mean Solana. I don't know what I said. So like, if you got into Solana last season, it went high like very quickly and went a lot because yeah, it entered some big exchanges and there was a lot of hype, and then like people realized how good of a project it is. And the thing with Kaspa is that it supposedly is gonna come to a point where its transactions are much faster than Solana, and it's much more scalable. So it's a good project in theory, which is still new, in the sense that like they're still upgrading it. So the more they upgrade it, the more it's gonna be a confirmation for big investors to get into it. So that's why I'm into that. Hedge, on the other hand, I'm into it because it's a low cap, and it has insane potential for growth. As far as how high. Wait, I think I need this, right? Yeah. Like how high it can go, and why I think it can. Oh, low cap. So low cap means market cap. So the total market cap. Basically, in Hedge currently, the market cap is around 20 million, and that means the total amount of money in it is 20 million. So there's $20 million in Hedge. Comparatively, Kaspa currently has 3 billion. So that's like what, 500 more? 500 times more? If I'm no, wait, 20. Yeah, around I don't know, 250? Doesn't matter, I'm tired, but you get the idea, like a lot more. So what I'm getting at is that if you have a coin which is like new coins, extremely new coins, have let's say like 100,000 to like 1 million, something like that in them. Like that's their market cap. That's like extremely new and extremely low, and that's extremely risky. Now this is also very risky with Hedge because that's also a minuscule amount of money for crypto. So yeah, when you get to already like 200 to 300 million, then it's kind of like a decent project, and it's a bit less risky. And then when you get like to billions and more, yeah, we're talking about crypto. Sorry, I went on a rant. Like, do you know anything about cryptocurrencies, Godalas? But yeah, while you answer that, what I'm saying is, just for context, Hedge right now, if it just gets to like 200 million. Oh, you were in it. What were you investing in? But yeah, Mindbase. Wait, I don't think I even heard of Mindbase. Let me see. Let me Google that real quick. Like, how did Mindbase even work? Was that a coin or was that yeah, Mindbase? Let me see. I don't see. Also, why did you get out of it? But yeah, as I was saying, like, Hedge is a meme coin, so kind of like Dodge. It doesn't have much for it. It has the thing that like they're making their own NFTs, and the cool thing about the NFTs is that they have their own dividends. So because I bought like one NFT, monthly, based on how much other NFTs are sold, I get a percentage of Hedge. And it's a tiny percent now, but in theory, like if the price grows a lot, it can be a lot. Like, I got something like $1 last month, something like that maybe, in Hedge. Like, it's really not a lot. Like no, I think like $2-3. Yeah, I got like $3, something like that. Yeah, NFTs in general are risky as fuck. And I wouldn't really recommend anyone buying NFTs, specifically not when it's not a bull run. However, this is a bull run, and a lot of things are gonna go crazy if there's a ton of money here. And the whole point of Hedge is that it has basically the first type of NFTs ever with some cool functions to it. And the function is the dividends. So people who would already invest in Hedge because of the potential to gain money might buy the NFTs as well because you get royalties, dividends from it. So yeah, that might attract investors. And the other thing is it's just kind of like a decent idea because like it's a story NFT. Meaning story NFT, story coin. Cleo! Cleo! Come here. Dove vamo? Dole, 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 dole! Dole. Dole. Uh, yeah, I fully agree with you. Like, I don't expect Hedge to, like at least with NFTs, go crazy after the bull run ends. So that's why I think it's also very risky. But the point about why I think it's gonna go do really well now is that number one, it has the. Wait, am I disarmed? Where's my weapon? That was weird. It has a very strong community, and they built the community on Reddit. And Reddit is very good for finding like actual smart money, and gives a very good reputation. So it's really, really growing strong on Reddit, and it's also like a story-based meme coin. Story is basically like somewhat like of a romantic story between like Hedge and Hegina, because Hedge is like a meme of a hedgehog guy who is into this girl and he's trying to get her to like him. And basically the creators of the coin are making like a basically primitive animated series of it. But the higher we get in market cap, the more they're putting into it, more or less. And if we actually get to a big market cap, which is like $1 billion, they're planning on actually making like a Netflix series or similar, and they supposedly have some connections for it. They also have some big names working on the project, which were like big in advertising and this and that. Like if you're curious about it, you can find it on their site. But more or less, what I feel like the thing is that like they already built up like respect in the field, where a lot of people who wouldn't trust them now kind of trust them because they survived for a long time. They also did everything in an open way. Well, let's say they're not ready since most of the countries use their coin. Yes. But the whole point is that, like, in my mind, because we are moving to a world where everything is gonna be virtual, like virtual currencies, it's still pretty early for crypto in my mind, because before we get to that point, everyone will want Bitcoin. And why everyone will want Bitcoin is, in my mind, two reasons. And, like, once again, like, I can't know that for sure. However, reason number one is to sell the idea of virtual currencies to the people more easily. Crypto first needs to like set its foot in the world, and what I mean by that is it needs to be much more mainstream than it currently is. And for that to happen, people need to literally like argue over who has the most Bitcoin. So countries might actually like buy a lot of it just to compete. Now, why I think countries will compete over Bitcoin is also because Trump just got elected as the president, and Trump is already like publicly buying. El Salvador was also buying it previously. I mean, it's probably like, it's definitely risky. Everything's risky. But it's probably not going to go anywhere as low as that, and possibly like in the next 20 years or something, if ever. Cause wait, I need to see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll just throw. Good. In my mind, it won't go anywhere that low because. There's so many reasons. Number one, the COVID inflation. basically with how much inflation there was, the value of the dollar decreased a lot. And because the value of the dollar decreased by like double in a way, in the sense that like living standards are much more expensive, it decreased also because like too much money was printed, so we made inflation. We made an inflation. So because there's so much inflation, there's more money to put into crypto. So because there's more money to put into crypto, it shouldn't be getting lower anytime soon. It's also like crypto currently offers such insane gains that it's gonna be hard for people to get scared out of it and just leave it. And yes, it's definitely possible with manipulation, but I don't think there's any reason for the people actually ruling over the world to do that yet. Because what they first want probably is crypto to become much more mainstream so that they can then easily sell us the idea of virtual currencies and like even paper money being like redundant and gone. Because like that's kind of the whole plan in my mind, like what they're doing with money over the last century and more. It's like, okay, we had gold, then we had like what you call it, like not bonds, but like basically like I mean, okay, we got to a point with money. Let's skip the previous step. And with money, you could exchange money for gold, and that's the only reason why paper had any value. But then they like made that redundant. So now basically our own currencies are basically like worthless. They have no actual worth except for what we imagine it to have. So yeah, like it's kind of gonna be an even bigger step. Yeah, exactly. So what I'm saying is like it's gonna be a big step to actually like completely make people like stop using like yes, like AI and everything is like increasing at a really fast pace. Exactly, that's what I'm talking about, like exchanging it for gold. So the thing is that like it's way too early to make people stop using cash as suddenly, because yes, in a lot of countries we got to the point where like it's almost not used, but in a lot of countries it's still heavily used. So it's not gonna be that quick of a transition. So before that transition can happen, crypto's definitely gonna be a thing in my mind, because that's gonna be the thing that's gonna help the transition happen smoothly. Because if you look at it today, there's many more people who are like gonna think you're insane for being in crypto. Like much more people are skeptical about it than people are actually like aping into it. So just by that logic, basically, what needs to happen for crypto to actually go to shit is that it first needs to get everyone in it. And then basically everyone who's aping into it is gonna be wrecked because they got into it way too late. So that's why it should be still very early. Wait though. Wait though, wait though.